Let's get into the fears of investing in real estate, getting started, taking that leap of faith. Let's get into it right now. Most of you guys believe in the school system. They talk to you guys and trained you from a child growing up that school. If you go to school, you get a job, you get a house, you get all this debt, fill your head with stuff that you think you need but you don't need. And so you're really surrounding yourself by creating all that fear because you got a bunch of crap you don't live through. You think your life needs a lot of stuff that you need. So we're not going to talk about that. But as far as, let's compare the two, real estate investing and going to college. Going to college, you're okay with getting a $30,000 to $100,000 loan that is government backed. You never get rid of it. You're paying mostly interest. You'll probably pay on it for half, if not the rest of your life. 100% okay with that. But if you lost $30,000 on a deal, you're like, holy crap. Now make that make sense. What's up guys? This is Terrence Lewis with LewisHelps, Mr. Flipping Ain't Easy, coming at you guys with another video. Wanted to share some insight and just talk with you guys, powwow a little bit. I think one of the biggest issues people have in real estate, which is just starting, man, getting their start and just getting over that fear, man, and just kind of the unknown of what that world is going to be like coming into the other side of real estate, taking those leaps of faith and jumping into getting involved in real estate. So we're going to address those. We're going to talk about that today. I'm going to dive into and just express a little bit about what it's like once you kind of do take that step and just some of the things to think about. Maybe just share a little light, kind of have that fear, what's that worst case scenario look like? So we're going to dive into it, man. I'm going to jump into this, man. I kind of just use these evening opportunities to just, hang out in the room, sip a little wine. Today we got a little Jacob's Creek, nothing big, but just a little something just to set the mood and just to be able to, enjoy myself as I kind of take some time out to express to you guys and maybe shed some light on some insights. And if I can help you guys out to see what it's like on the other side. And in this episode, I'm just going to kind of debunk a lot of the fears, hopefully by just expressing to you what that worst case scenario looks like. Maybe do some comparisons. So let's just dive right into it without no further ado, man. Let's just dive into it. Let's get into the fears of investing in real estate, getting started, taking that leap of faith. Let's get into it right now. What's up? We back diving into it. The fears of investing in real estate. Right? It's scary, man. It is scary. I'm not gonna lie, man. Investing in real estate for me was a little different just because I was always in school. I was a D student at best. If I got a C, we was going out to check it because I just wasn't that student that did really well in school. And so, I had a hard time with reading. I had a hard time with school. I graduated high school, but, I tried to go to college and college just wasn't my thing. So I went off to the military, and it wasn't until I got in and found out that, it's not school that I'm not good at. It's just I'm not excited about what they were trying to teach. Wasn't really cared about the history of a country that wasn't mine, teaching me a history that wasn't mine, and talking about the moon that we didn't land on, the world being round, and that, gravity doesn't work on the world, but it works in a glass. The water's flat, but whatever. We don't get into that. So I found out, man, that I wasn't good at school. I wasn't excited about anything. I didn't have any passion about anything school was being taught. So I got a hold of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I started reading it, and immediately I got excited about the laziness that I can have in real estate one day, right? So I woke up this morning, to give you an idea what my day was like. I woke up at 4:30, 4:22. I had a lot of ideas on my mind as far as some clarity. I get the most clarity in the morning. So I just kind of pray, meditate, and just sit in my own thoughts, try not to grab my phone for a minute because I don't want to get in the habit of that. And then started jotting down some ideas for, what I want my team to do and kind of some directions that I just feel we need to go, and get up, get the kids ready to go to school, say bye. Everybody heads out their lives. I'm here, go to my home office and get work done. But I'm excited about it, right? I don't have to get up, do it. And so while a lot of people are really upset about getting up, going to work, driving, and I don't need no motivation. I'm just super excited about it. And that's what it's like living in your purpose, right? And so that leads me to kind of my first intro into what we're talking about today is the fear of real estate, or fear of getting involved in any business for that matter. If it's not being met with a passion, you should be afraid. You should definitely be afraid because there's no fuel in the tank to push you past when it gets hard, right? And so that is the key element to, first of all, feeling like this is something that I can take this risk, quit this job, or put all these extra hours and all this extra time into and invest into. There was a point where I was doing several different businesses, t-shirt business, teeth whitening business. Like, everything makes money, right? Look around you. Everybody's making money doing something. The guy sold this mic and this wine, and then somebody else sold the cup. There's 3 millionaires right there. So everything works. It's just a matter of what you're passionate about. So what I did was I just stopped doing everything, and I just sat there for 3 months and said, like, what do I really want to do? And I'm not moving an inch. I'm not working a single grind, hustle, or momentum toward it until I find directly what I want to do. Now, obviously, it could change over time because the market changes and COVID happens and situations change, but you should be excited about what you do. There's not a lot of excitement about a lot of the stuff you're going to have to do, but the goal is to build a company to where it's self-sustainable and then put somebody in place to do all the crap you don't want to do, right? So anyway, for me, being passionate about it and getting started in real estate, there's that fear of getting started and getting involved in real estate. My very first deal, right? I was fortunate enough to get started back in real estate when there was stated programs where you didn't have to show proof of income. So it was your credit on the line. There wasn't much income or your savings or anything like that on the line. I got started back in 2006, 2007, and then the market crashed in 2008. So let's dive into it. Let's dive into what that worst case scenario looks like, right? What happened, which is what you guys are all fear. This is what you fear in this business, which is what's going to happen if the deal goes bad. What happens if I mess up? What happens if I lose all the money? What happens if I lose the investors' money? What happens if, right? So those are a lot of the questions and a lot of the fears people have. And some of you guys just got excuses, but some of you guys have real fears. As far as like, oh crap, like what happens if I fail? Now, I'm going to address this. So check this out. Most of you guys believe in the school system. They've talked to you guys and trained you from a child growing up that school, if you go to school, you get a job, you get a house, you get all this debt, fill your head with stuff that you think you need, but you don't need. And so you're really surrounding yourself by creating all that fear because you got a bunch of crap you don't really need. You think your life needs a lot of stuff, but you really don't need it. So we're not going to talk about that. But as far as, let's compare the two, real estate investing and going to college. Going to college, you're okay with getting a $30,000 to $100,000 loan that is government backed, can never get rid of it. You're paying mostly interest. You'll probably pay on it for half, if not the rest of your life. 100% okay with that. But if you lost $30,000 on a deal, you're like, holy crap. Now make that make sense, right? Now, if you just jack the numbers up completely and you lost $30,000 in deal, okay. But this is the secret sauce with real estate. And anybody that's in real estate can back behind me. And if you've been in real estate and you've done a deal and you agree with me, drop a fire in the comment section. When you make a mistake, the secret sauce to investing in real estate and becoming very successful is seeing how quick you can go from, oh crap, to what did I learn, and creating a system in place to not make that mistake again. I paid the contractor 40%. He wanted $10,000. I gave him $4,000 and he walked away and he just never came back. Well, duh. If a contractor is only going to make 20 to 30% by doing the project, he's taking the rest of the money to pay for the supplies and pay for his laborers to do it. So if you gave him more than what he would have made on the whole project up front, he's got two options. Man, this clown gave me $4,000 up front. He didn't get my info. We didn't sign no contract. He don't got my license. He don't got my ID. He got nothing. I was going to make $2,800 on the deal, but if I just don't come back and don't answer my phone, I'll make $4,000. So what do? We create a system. So we pay for labor only, and we have a Home Depot Pro account. And so we have them call in the material and we verify, are there any tools? Are there any food or tools in the order? Nope. Just material. And I'm going to get the receipt to my email, and I'm going to get the receipt when he brings it to me for accountability. And now I can make the purchase over the phone. Home Depot has it now where they'll send a text and I just push a button and it pays for it. Points on the credit card, mileage, right? Now, you see, I just showed you guys problem, solution. It cost me $4,000 to learn that strategy. Now I have them signed. Now I have his license number. And now I vet people. So now when I want a new electrician, I'm going to go on Facebook groups and I'm going to say, Houston real estate investors, does anybody have a good electrician they can refer to? I'm going to hit the block on where there's a heavy construction gentrification happening or growth happening, and I'm going to pull over every time I see a contractor out there on a house. I'm gonna pull over and say, oh, hey, let me get your number. I can vet him right there. He's working for somebody. I can ask him how long he's worked for this investor, how much he charged for that job, so I can get a ballpark. See, he's building a duplex or they're building a single family home. So I can see right there, this is about a 2,400 square foot home. He's charging $5,500 for the electric. I can ask, is that the panel? Is that including the plug outlets and covers after, or is that just the rough end? Right? So I can get an idea of there. So you see how $4,000 cost me later now, 20 years later. You think somebody's going to get by on me when it comes to electrical, when it comes to contractors? It's not going to happen. I'm still tight, but I had to pay the $4,000 to get that knowledge. How much did you pay for those 4 classes in your college? Right? So really think about it. With real estate, you have the opportunity to invest in your education and actually make money. That mistake, like a college education, cost me $4,000, but I didn't just learn with the contractors. I learned with roofers, with the main contractor. I learned with the roofers, the electricians. And now look at this, I'm teaching y'all. And now you guys are getting that information passed down to you. And if anybody in my consultation wants to know about how to pay contractors, and now my real estate education course, hundreds of people are going to get those same. You guys, that $4,000 made me so much more money now as a real estate investor, now as a real estate coach. Without that game, I can't even share that insight with you guys right now. So you got to look at every piece of this real estate business as such. How quick can we take that L and turn it into a W? What did we learn and what are we putting in place now, so that way we're more valuable, and so now we have that education. So what I tell people is, first 3 houses that you flip, let's talk about, I'm going to tell you what they are to you, what it means on the other side of the fence as an investor, what those 3 houses mean to you, whether you make profit or not. And then I'm going to talk to you guys about how you think you're not good, but you're still good, and why. First 3 houses, I tell people, you're going to establish yourself as a reputable investor. So let's just say you took an L on the first 3 houses, 10,000, 5,000, and another 10,000. So $25,000. You took an L by trying to flip houses. You should come out on the other side, $25,000 in debt. You can make that up on one deal, right? Now that you're getting it right and you're putting systems in place, you can make it up one deal. Or you can get with a mentor and not take any L's. Now you can see how mentors can actually pay for themselves. Now let's talk about what that means. Let's say you took that L. What do you look like on the other side? Let's talk about what you don't know you look like on the other side. As an investor or as an individual, your credit card should be from $20,000 and now they're $40,000 because you charged all that to those cards. And now you're a profitable customer to the credit card companies you use for the material in your project. Okay, so you got anywhere between $20,000 to $80,000 after those 3 flips. That means your cards is going from $20,000 to $20,000 to $40,000, $40,000, $40,000. So you've increased your cash availability. If you go with business credit, you've established your business, and your business has more credibility because you've taken either a loan, you use the credit cards, you've rented equipment, whatever you've done to establish more credit with your business. So now you can go out and get a business loan, 2-3 business loans of $20,000, $50,000, and you can get 2 or 3 of them. So not only do you got 80,000 in credit cards available, accessibility to you, you now got access to more business loans. You've got an established business. You're doing taxes on that year, and now you have a registered taxed entity that you have for your business, even though you took an L, even though you took L's. Right? You got to remember, most businesses, I don't care if you started a laundromat or you're selling microphones or you're selling wines, most businesses take a loss in the first 3 years. So it's normal for you to take a loss and show a loss on your taxes. So now you have a tax registered business. You've been in business for a couple of years. You've used your cards as a point of draw for your business. Now that's what it looks like to the lenders. So lenders classify you as a new investor when you haven't done any deals. It takes 3 deals, sometimes 2, to become a seasoned investor. You go from 12, 11, 12% interest rates, 3 points. A point is a percentage of the purchase price. So if you're borrowing $300,000, 1 point would be $3,000. So for you new investors, you're paying 2-3 points up front, $9,000 to borrow that money. After those 3, you've retained $12,000 in fees going outward. You were at 12%, now you're at 9.5. So over those next 3 deals for this year, now your interest that you're going to pay out is about $3,000 less, $4,000 to $5,000 less per deal. Let's call it $4,000 per deal. That's $12,000. Let's call it $8,000. Just those 2 factors of you doing 3 deals put you as a seasoned investor for the lenders. You've built a relationship with the lenders because although you weren't profitable, if you were able to pay them back their capital, they're good because they made money on the points up front and they made money on the interest on the monthly payments. So when you sold that property, as long as you're able to pay them back, you still made good. So that money that you owe hopefully is on credit cards or then transferred to a personal loan, which means then when you finally do make good on your flip or your new construction project, you can pay that off. Benito, now you're good. So that's what I'm trying to refer to is bad isn't really bad. You're now coming in borrowing money cheaper. You're saving money on those projects. You're learning how these point systems work, and you're a seasoned investor. Your business entity is now registered and doing business. You've got all those write-offs. So check this out. Now when you flip a house and sell it, or you keep the house, you flip the house and refinance it, you can do what's called a cost segregation, and now you got all that money that you lost as a write-off. It's a 30 to 40, almost 40% short-term capital gains tax. That means if you make $100,000, Uncle Sam's taking 40 off top. You got 25,000 as an L that you did for last year, and then you've got all of the fees and everything it took, the depreciation, everything else it took this year. So it's gonna come back. That money is gonna come back. There's numbers in real estate that people don't calculate as part of profit or as part of the variables within your business. And a lot of that is numbers that you just don't see, like interest paid or depreciation, write-offs. You're in a real estate business. So now when you travel, now when you do different things, you can write off so many different things, the interest paid, right? So obviously when you get into $100,000, $200,000 deals, if you doing deals that had that much downside, you got a pair of cojones on you, and you just got to keep that up. You just got to keep that energy, because there's no way you're making $100,000 plays and losing $100,000. That means you have access. You either just really jack the numbers up, or you have access to bigger deals, which means keep going and you're just going to hit even bigger. Now, instead of doing a $30,000 to $60,000 deal, you're going to do a $200,000 deal and $300,000 deal, which means that $100,000 is going to get absorbed, and you're just going to bam, move into the next project. So keep that momentum going, right? And don't be so afraid of starting your real estate venture. Okay. There's other things that we do. You can learn about protecting yourself. Okay. Think about it like this. You've worked so hard to get your credit up. You got to get your credit up. That's everything in this business. 680, that's the bottom of the barrel. You need to get to 720 or higher. The reason why is because now you're going to be able to piggyback, and it's called a PG. You're going to be able to personally guarantee credit cards and personal loans in your entity, your LLC. Your name cosigns for credit cards in your LLC. Now you have a couple options. You can use that money and bust some plays, or you can strategically place yourself in a position where you're using those cards to build trust with the credit bureaus. Once your bureaus and your score gets high enough, now you can go get some regular cards. They're not personally guaranteed with your credit. So now let's fast forward. When you bust that play down, let's say you do take $100,000 loss or $200,000 loss. Hopefully you don't start off that way. You want to start small. You can file a BK. You can file bankruptcy with that business, and your personal credit stays intact, which means what? It means you can start another entity. You can personally guarantee that one and be right back in the game 6 months. You never risk your personal credit on what you're doing for your business. So that's why I want to just leave you guys some insight with that and talk to you guys from a perspective of what it's like as a seasoned investor doing this for 20 years, that the bad isn't really bad. Even when you think it's bad, it's still good, right? You still have depreciation. And the other side to it too is if you can refinance that property and keep it. I've never talked to anybody and they said I bought a house for $50,000 and 10 years later it's worth $40,000. You didn't do your due diligence if that happened. And that's why I don't invest in niches. I don't invest around military bases and colleges and stuff, because I seasoned college has been around for hundreds of years. It's different, but military decides to pull a base out like that and they're gone next year. Like I've seen it. Brunswick, Maine, I've had 15 doors in Brunswick, Maine. They pulled out that base and the whole market just crashed. The whole economy crashed. And so I teach people now legs on the market. Legs on the market is Detroit, Motor City. That's one leg. Once the motor automotive industry came out of Detroit, the market collapsed. So does your whole portfolio. Now Columbus, nationwide, Chipotle, Amazon's in there, Intel's in there, White Castle corporate office is in there. There's so many corporate offices and so much diversity, the colleges that are there. If one industry steps out, Nationwide steps out, somebody else gonna come in and they're not even gonna feel that in the market. So what I teach in my mentorship and to my mentees is the very first step in investing in real estate is to find the legs on the market. Treat your building your criteria out and treat where and how you invest like looking into a stock. Before I even look at one piece of property, I want to know what zip codes I'm about to be in, what zip codes I'm not about to be in, what neighborhoods are good, what is the city doing for growth, what is the growth model for that area, are they bringing roads in, are they enticing businesses to come in and have tax breaks, and are there tax incentives? I'm in Puerto Rico at the time I'm shooting this. I'm in Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico has Act 60, and so you can go to Puerto Rico as a U.S. citizen and not pay short-term capital gains. Or making incentives for businesses to come and bring their business to have corporate, headquarters in Puerto Rico and have tax havens. So you want to look into those type of things, and that is what you use to derive your criteria sheet. Your criteria sheet is super important because you don't need to go around telling everybody what you're trying to buy. Give me your email, I'll send it to you. We're all on the same sheet of music. You tell them verbally, then they're gonna send you a mobile home, some land, they're gonna send you Airbnb, send you a condo, and you trying to find 3-bedroom, 2-bath houses, turn into long-term rental. So criteria is super important. Not going to dive too much more into that. That's really one I wanted to go with you guys today. I hope you guys got some insight from this. If you guys need help, I got consultations. Don't forget to tap in, and don't forget to like, subscribe. This is your vibe. Throw a thumbs up. Let me know if you like this style versus the other styles that I do, where I'm just kind of in properties telling you like, this is how you put an electric panel, and this is what you want to do to keep your flip rolling. So this is more of just a vibe out with you guys and just kind of give you guys the ins and outs and more of kind of like the behind the scenes of what it's like to be involved in real estate investing. And go out there, man, and like that Everest commercial, stop being a bum, get off the couch. You know what I'm saying? Look at you just being a couch, you being a bum. I know y'all not bums, but check it out. Get the information in you until it's like a cup, right? You don't need to keep filling up the cup. Once you have enough in the cup where you feel like you can regurgitate the information, you're ready. So go out, get the information, get knowledge on what style and direction you want to go in real estate. And once you get that, start taking action, put action plans in. I'm going to look at houses. You're never going to get started unless you get started. Don't be afraid of making mistakes, because I don't know anybody that has learned anything significant without mistakes. Mistakes is the way to success. You fall off your bike, I'm not going to turn the steering wheel that hard again, right? You know what I'm saying? You drive your car, you like, I'm not going to, the police pull you over, you get a ticket, I'm not going to go that fast again. Like, you learn your best lessons when you make mistakes. So go out there, get the mistakes over quick, fast, start small on your real estate deals. Go out and do cosmetic fix and flips. Go find those areas near you that are under $100,000 or purchase price. Do the cosmetic flips. Learn how to deal with the contractors. Learn the ins and outs. Start small so your mistakes are small. Once you get that system going, you get some more confidence in yourself, find your niche, find your lane, and go crush it. This is Terrence Lewis with LewisHelps. Believe in y'all. Love y'all, man. And I'm here. Make sure y'all tap in. Peace.